Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Good morning to you all, and thank you so much for staying with us on Good Morning Uganda. Now this is Good Morning Uganda Extra, and of course today being the first day of May also does mark the celebrations for International Labour Day, which will be airing very soon live from where they will be happening, so be able to catch all the events as they do unfold here on UBC. But today in Good Morning Uganda Extra, we'll be still discussing something not far from the celebrations today, but in particular we'll be touching the auspices of insurance. Now insurance is one of the things that is trying to penetrate well in Uganda, and entirely also something we are looking up to being part of, because we are sure it will be able to remedy many things. But it also, in the execution of this mandate, there are people who actually assist the realization of the existence of insurance, and those are agents. Now today in studio with me is a colleague from the Uganda Insurance Association, and he'll be talking about quite an innovation that did come into life a couple of years ago or a year ago, and that is the Insurance Agents Awards. And with me to discuss that particular topic is Bengo Badru, who is the Manager Life and Pensions Uganda Insurance Association. Good morning, Badru.
Nice to meet you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Aren't you supposed to be home? Today is Labour Day. We understand you people who work in office look up to these days.
Yes, but if it's about celebrating the role of the agents in the insurance fraternity, there's no need for me to be home.
Awesome.
Yes, because they are quite important in terms of the contribution towards what we have written in terms of premium collected in the industry.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's just dive into it, and of course the very first question then will be, let's first of all understand this thing called insurance. This what is it? Because many viewers out there, before we get into even talking about agents, we need to understand these agents, what they do is what is insurance?
Okay, for a start, insurance is an arrangement where you go into a contract with a company to give you protection in terms of a risk befalling to you. So this is basically a contract which you do with a company, which is obviously licensed by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda, to give you protection in the event that a risk which you have highlighted in that contract has happened. This could be death, this could be theft of your car, this could be fire, this could be blockage of whatever you might have in your house. It could be accidents, it could be disability, it could be a number of things. But ideally, this arrangement works in a way that you go to an insurance company or you go to a specified company and then you say that I want protection on A, B, C, D within this period of time. So within that period of time, if that risk happens, then you'll be compensated or you'll be indemnified by the company.
Because on the office that you sit in, I saw an aspect of life, pension, and from my little insurance knowledge, I understand there are two different types of insurance practice, which we could kindly take our viewers and myself through.
Yes, the largely insurance is divided into two categories. There's aspect which deals with items which do not have life in them. The likes of cars, houses, any item which does not have life in it. Cargo, merchandise, buildings, all that. Then the other aspect is the one which... And
I'm assuming that's called a general?
Yes, that's the general insurance. Yes, that's the general insurance. So any risks that befall items which do not have life, like cars, houses, buildings, goods, money,
is catered under general
insurance. Yes, we call it.
Then on the other adverse we have life.
Yes. Then on the other side we have the life insurance, which now I happen to coordinate in the industry. Now this deals with aspects to do with ourselves, in terms of protection against death, protection against disability, protection against critical illnesses or dreaded diseases, savings as well. Now that's also where pension comes in, because ultimately Today we are celebrating the role of a worker, recognizing their contribution towards the workforce. But you see, over time, this workforce goes old and has to retire.
Absolutely.
Yes, so the discussion around retirement, the discussion around protection against old age risks, then that's what falls into the aspect of pension, which I also happen to coordinate. So, so we have life, and then we have general insurance type of policies.
Okay, then having gotten that background, let's directly dive into this aspect called the agents awards. But before we even understand, who is an insurance agent? Because I'm assuming these are the people whose matter in these awards. Who is an insurance agent, and how does one become an agent of insurance?
Okay, we've seen what insurance is. We've seen the different types of insurance. Now, there's what we call the intermediaries. Now, intermediaries, these are the channels through which a particular person reaches out to an insurance company. You want to buy insurance, at times you can go to the company yourself directly.
You can walk in.
Yes, you can walk in, but that's a little bit rare. So then the other channel would be you can go to the bank and then purchase insurance. You can sit with your banker and then tell them that I want this type of protection. I've heard about this type of insurance. How does it work? You take me through, and maybe if I can...
Is it the same thing as bank assurance?
Yes, bank assurance, yes. That's also another channel of distribution. Then we have the other channel, which is called the brokerage. Now, these are specialized companies which deal in advising on the risks to do with insurance. So you might have a risk which you might be aware of, which you might not be aware of. Then they come to you and then they advise you and then segment for you those different risks and then advise on the different products and the best companies which can provide those products. Now these are called brokerage companies, and we have a number of them in the country. Then we have the other bigger category, which is called the agents. Now, an insurance company can hire and train its own financial advisors, or its own, if I can use the term, marketeers.
Risk advisors.
Yeah, risk advisors, yes. Risk advisors. So now for them, they are trained into a particular company products, and now they deal with only those products. And now they go out, they reach out to the public, they reach out to Ugandans, and then tell them that, you know, this company can give you A, B, C, D. So they are tied to that particular company. Now, all the companies that we have, almost 35 companies which are providing insurance, have this number of marketeers, have this number of agents which deal in promoting specific company products. Now, these are what we call agents. And in the country, we have close to 4,000 agents. Though most of these agents deal in largely the life insurance side, which we've talked about, and a number of them deal in non-life insurance. Though those who deal in non-life insurance largely sell what we call motor third party. I think you've heard about motor third party. Yes, yes. So this is also the other segment. So if I can break it down for you, close to 4,000 agents are operating in the country, of which over 2,000, close to 2,500 deal in life insurance policies. These are the people who walk to your offices, tell you about education insurance, tell you about saving, tell you about pension products. And then the other category deals in the non-life segment. Why that one normally has few? Because these are specified risks which might need specialists, the brokerage companies which I talked about. So the brokerage company mainly deal with promoting general insurance business because of the risks that are associated with them in terms of the oil and gas risks, the goods in the transit, the marine, the aviation. So those are a little bit specialized that might need the skills of the brokerage firm. But largely, the majority of those who deal in the general insurance sort of business, majority of the agents who deal in general insurance advisory relate to motor third party. Okay. Yes.
And I think, is that what they call, they do retail? They retail insurance. They bring it closer to
they bring it closer. The retail channel, the retail department, or the retail channel.
I've interacted with many agents in terms of medical covers, motor third party, comprehensive, domestic covers, just to mention but a few. Indeed. Now, let's get into this Insurance Agents Awards. This initiative, what is it and what is it about?
Yes, now, like I've said, like the way I've broke it down, a number of these agents contribute towards the premiums that we collect in the industry. And if you are to look at the unaudited figures of 2022, we collected close to 1.5 trillion. That's 1.5 trillion. And when you segment this premiums in terms of what each channel brought in, then we see that almost the agents brought in close to 50% of that premium. So they're a big force to work with, and a big force that brings in a sizable amount of money in the industry. So we are talking about almost 700 billion, which was brought in by the agents. That's quite commendable. So we, as the association, we as the umbrella board of the insurance companies, we came up, and actually it has been happening. We reward the best agents to motivate, to instill competition in terms of
sales.
Yes, in terms of sales at industry level. I know companies have these arrangements, but we hype it in a way that now we aggregate and collect at the industry level and then reward the best of the best. The best of the best. So here we came up with these awards, and now this time around we segmented it into two categories. We had those who are providing insurance for the people, the life insurance products, and also those who are providing motor third party. You know, the motor third party I've talked about. Now this is a big cohort of agents which we had to reward. So in here we segmented in the different categories and we rewarded the best of the best. The best in terms of the highest number of policies they have sold, the best in terms of the highest number of premiums they have brought in the industry, and then the best in terms of the highest number of there's an element we call persistence. You see, long-term policies, life policies are long-term policies. The life policies are long-term in the sense that you buy a policy for 5, 10, 15 years. So there's an element which we are calling persistence. Persistence now, this measures how long you keep that business on the book. So also that element was rewarded. But then in there we rewarded the top of the top. So the one who is overall best, and this is the code agent of the year, on the side of motor and motor third party, and then on the side of life, yes.
Well, of course, away from just the awards, what else is there for us to look up to out of these, away from the awarding and rewarding? What's there to look up to out of this innovation or this initiative of the agents awards?
What's there to look out for the public especially is that we are also promoting professionalism.
Okay.
Yes, because now we have a fully instituted arm of the industry which is dedicated to training.
Oh.
Yes, the Insurance Training College of Uganda. So now this is dedicated to training and improving professionalism in the industry. So on top of the agents we are rewarding, not only have they emerged the best, but also they have equally been trained and their profession. So we are looking at a situation where you as a Ugandan, the public ought to understand that whoever approaches you to sell insurance, at least should have a license.
Now, because in my understanding, a license is tagged to something called COP?
Yes, COP, Certificate of Proficiency, yes.
Which is offered by the
Insurance Training College. Now, this is a short course which deals with aspects to do with what you need to understand in terms of primary assessment of the risks, in terms of understanding, yes, what's the risk, yes, how do you evaluate it, how do you judge what would be appropriate for a particular client, but also looking at a few principles of insurance. Now, every agent we are talking about here, all the close to 4,000 agents have gone through this bit of training, and so they are certified to sell insurance-related products by assessing your risk and then advising the appropriate products. Because you see, these companies that we oversee have a number of policies, but depending on your risk preference, depending on your risk exposures, not all policies will be appropriate for you. So they sit you down and then they take you through the different aspects that can help you out, that can champion your urge to fight those risks. So on top of promoting the best of the best in terms of who sold out more, who brought in more income in the industry, but also we are promoting professionalism.
Okay.
But also insisting on the fact that whoever approaches you to buy, to sell you insurance, they should be certified. They should have a license. They should be professional, and also understand that in case you need any further clarity, you can always reach out to us, you can always reach out to the regulator, you can always reach out to the different companies for purposes of clarity.
So just also a quick one relating to these awards. How long have they been in place?
The awards have been in place since 2011. Oh. Yes, yeah, that's so this edition was the 12th edition. Yes, so wow. Yeah, they are that long, but we've been improving on the awards year in, year out. And this time around, we started to incorporate a segment of the motor third party, because we understand motor third party is an element which cuts across us, and people do not appreciate what motor third party does. Motor third party, literally, people think that it's a gateway to pass through, you know, a checkpoint, traffic and all that, but it's beyond that. Not only being a requirement to have on the road, but also it's that policy that you buy that can give you protection against injuries that you can cause to a third party. You see, each motorized instrument on the road should have what we call a motor third party. Now, motor third party works in a way that in the event that you knock someone, in the event that you cause bodily injuries to a pedestrian, then you are liable to have a settlement be paid out to him in the event that you have caused out bodily injuries. So motor third party comes out in a way that it's going to champion that cause, that's going to save you on the costs of treatment, in the cost of injuries, in the cost of you know, any other costs associated with causing bodily injuries. And we pay up to a maximum of 1 million per incidence.
Okay.
Aggregated to 10 million in a year.
All right. Now, just still speaking about agents, insurance agents, and knowing that you do come from the Uganda Insurance Association, without fear of a doubt, there have been many complaints raised relating to the welfare of agents. Some of the people, how they see these agents in town. What's being done? What has been done by the association? Is there any move to better? For example, you're talking about some of these courses. There's a limit of study. There's a limit of general welfare. What's the stature, and what's your comment about making it better?
Yes. Now, speaking about the welfare of the agent, maybe just to take you through the event itself. Before the event was a convention.
Oh.
Yes. Now that convention was purposely derived to ensure that the purpose of that convention was to ensure that we appreciate the other aspects which agents are faced with in terms of improving their productivity. That limited them. In terms of looking at their welfare, in terms of looking at their training, in terms of looking at aspects of their remuneration. You see, they are commission-based. And a number of discussions came out there, but at a company level, agents have are entitled to some bit of benefits that accrue to them in terms of how much they produce. So they are tied benefits to them in terms of guarantees for loans, in terms of retirement-related packages, in terms of saving and circle-related benefits. So now, but that's at company level. At the industry level, we are discussing ways in which we can harmonize to see that at least once an agent joins the industry, then these are the benefits that are accrued to them. And also, we are discussing issues to do with their taxation, to have that bit of waive on some of the taxes that are onto them, because you understand their incomes keep on frustrating. So the discussions are around, and good enough we have the regulator on board to ensure that now some of this discussion are regularized in terms of regulation or guidelines regarding their welfare. So this is on, and as an industry we shall be able to push through it to ensure that at least not only sorry, how can I put it? We shall make sure that these companies push through this initiative to ensure that the welfare is maintained, such that in terms of improving their production, but also their aspects to do with improving their welfare, improving their livelihood, catered for, so that we can ensure that they are more productive to grow the industry.
Okay, speaking about this whole thing of awarding, I understand now also the players have increased in number. You said you're about 30 something?
Yeah, we are 35. We are 35 members. Yes.
And still growing. What's the penetration rate? Previously it was 1%. I don't know, has there been an increment from that? Oh, you are still struggling.
Yes, it's still the same.
Oh,
we are close to 1%. But you see now, this bit of rating is based on GDP.
Definitely.
It's based on GDP, how much we contribute in line with the GDP. And you see, GDP is also growing. So much as our production has been growing year on year, it's measured alongside GDP, which means that also the GDP of the country is growing. Because, for instance, now, last year we collected close to 1.5 trillion. The other year we collected 1.2 trillion. Then the other year we collected, I think, almost 900 billion. Yes. So it has been growing. But we, as the association, we have come out to do a deliberate study in terms of the other segments that insurance contributes, so that we don't tie it to GDP, because as GDP grows, also our income grows. But it will take us some time to maybe surpass the 1% mark. And any other person might think that insurance is not growing. Insurance is growing. So we have commissioned a study through a consultant to look at other aspects that insurance contribute to the economy, in terms of employment creation or job creation, for that sake, in terms of the savings that we channel through government, in terms of the bonds that we buy from the government, but also in terms of the tax contribution. We contribute a sizable number of taxes to government, in terms of stamp duty, in terms of training levy, in terms of corporate taxes, income tax and all that, and even pay as you earn for the almost close to 1,000 people who are working in the insurance. So there are a number of segments that we are measuring through that consultant, to see that now we wholesomely measure the contribution of insurance in the industry, or in the economy, sorry, in the economy, so that we don't limit it to how much we have grown in terms of our penetration as per GDP, but in terms of that holistic feel, from tax contribution, from employment creation or job creation, contribution to savings in the economy.
To look at it in a bigger perspective.
Yes, to look at it in a bigger perspective. Because you see, now, like life companies, we have 8 life companies. These companies have long-term funds. People invest money, people keep money there for over 10 years. Now, these are taken through, rather, these are borrowed to government. These are borrowed to private entities. I mean, in a way, they contribute also to the multiplier effect in the economy. So these are some of the things that we have deliberately took out to measure, such that now we don't have that discussion of 1% penetration, but we look at it in a way that we are holistically measuring the impact of insurance to the economy.
Now, having said that, it will also be unfair for us to make conclusion of this discussion having not addressed some of the challenges our agents face. And this is something I would want you to discuss for our viewers and listeners, for us to understand what are the challenges and what are the possible solutions, both from workers and also probably also from the clientele, and probably generally also in terms of policy and law.
Yes, the challenges mainly relate to, actually the biggest challenge now relates to taxation of commission, the withholding tax. That's where now I think that's the main challenge which is cutting across the agent space. So the discussions are on with IRA, with Uganda Revenue Authority, to see how we can harmonize, because by law they are supposed to be filing returns. So there's the 10% which is withheld on their income, such that now as they file returns, then that bit can be either increased or, but it's a little bit of a challenge for now. But also there are other aspects that we are engaging on with the regulator to ensure that the harmonization of the training, that's the other aspect. Then also harmonization of retirement packages or benefit packages for them, so that at least now there is a requirement for the agents to have also to contribute part of a certain income of their commission as a contribution towards their retirement packages. But also there are aspects to do with continuous professional development, which are being addressed. Because you see, the financial space is evolving, there are a number of aspects around it. So over years, we need to have these agents in a way, yes, continuously being trained.
Also new threats.
Yeah, also new threats.
Because now we are going. Last time we had a discussion with guys out there, and the question was cyber. Now we have cyber technology. How do you cover such cyber
data protection? A number of things are shaping the financial industry. So there's that aspect of continuous professional development, which is being handled by ITs to ensure that not only are they trained about, or in terms of insurance principles, but also they are cognizant of the environment around them, and also the emerging risks and threats that are occurring, that are affecting the population. So these are some of the challenges that I think the convention churned out well, that we are going to follow through to engage the different regulator sector players to see that at least we improve, not only we make change, but also improve the productivity of these agents.
Okay. Now also clearly when you say that the awards also cause appreciation, motivation, all these good things, we must commend the authors of this award. I think it's doing good.
Yes.
Something like that has been definitely wanting in most of these institutions. I will ask the second last question before we come into the conclusion and the remarks. There's a myth about insurance agents. I don't know if you've faced it in the field or out there. And this is the thought that most of them have not appreciated. Selling insurance is like selling a promise. Selling a promise. But the myth is, how do you sell something you don't have? Do insurance agents have insurance?
Yes, that means yes.
Is it something you're fighting for? Is it something that is a reality, or something that will stay a myth?
Yes, it's not only a myth here, but it's a myth across this part of the world. In terms of not only the agents, but also insurance. People still do not believe in insurance. Telling someone that pay money, if something happens, then I'll pay you, it will be like, no. So we are accustomed to a way of thinking that, let me first see. Let the risk first be there for me to appreciate. We've seen buildings being burnt here, but people are like, I wish I had insurance. Not having that thought before. So it's still a challenge. We are grappling with it, but it's something that we are trying to fight, and we are trying to bring to the front that really insurance exists and insurance space. The feeling about agents not being professional, that's the item that we are improving
struggling
with, but also improving on it to ensure that, because now see, if an agent approaches you, at least we know that that person is professional, has a license. That should be, and you as a member of the public should be able to look out for.
But how many companies have registered and licensed agents? Let's be honest.
Yes, all these 4,000 that I'm talking about, close to 4,000.
That is the ought to be, but what is the is?
No, the details, even when you check at the regulator's website, we have 3,500 agents.
At least registered,
licensed, and they are categorized into the different companies. So you go out to a particular company, look out for that name. You go to the IRA website, www.ira.go.ug. I think go.ug. So then you look at the licensed players, then you see a segment for the agents. You will see close to 3,500 agents who have been registered. So whoever approaches you, just go back, do a background check, and ensure that this person registered, this person professional, does he have a license? Then that's one aspect that you have also to look out for. And a number of new agents, almost close to 500, are into the training. Process. That's why I put it at 4,000. But also, you as a person who ought to buy or buying insurance from a particular company, you need to understand this contract, because you see, also insurance is guided by the contract law. So there is Part A and Part B.
The offer and the offer.
Yes, yeah, that arrangement. So you need to understand, because there are obligations to each party. Yes, the obligation. The company has its own obligation, and
So
you,
does the client.
yes, and you, the policyholder, you have the obligation.
Obligations.
But in terms of,
most good faith.
yes, at most
disclosure.
yes, disclosure, yes, at most good faith, but also payment of premiums.
Yeah.
Then also aspects to do with understanding different clauses of the contract. What is due to me, what's due to the other party, and how do I claim? What will be that incident that will precipitate the claim? Because see, some people buy a policy and then they just wrap it up, put it under their bed, and so if an issue happens, then they wake up. Oh, I had a policy. Then not knowing that some of the exposures that might have
not covered.
Yeah, they are not covered because they didn't know. And these are people who complain that I had insurance, but when my car was stolen, or maybe when my car was got an accident, I was not compensated. Not knowing that for you to be compensated, you need to have a valid
agreement.
Yes, you need to have a valid license.
Wow.
Yes.
Anyway, we have said it all probably in relation to one, the Insurance Agents Award, which did happen, and we must thank the organizers. This is quite tremendous, encouraging, and an innovation that needs to grow for all agents in this business. Also, the Insurance Association is up there to assist agents in all the challenges they face, and also the regulator now being
but also the public as well, because see, for us we don't exist for the agents.
Oh,
yes,
for the entire
yes, they have an agent body which is called the Uganda the Uganda Insurance Association of Agents.
Okay.
So they have their own umbrella body. But for us, we exist there for our companies, the insurance companies, but also we reach out the public to ensure that we bridge the gap between insurance and the public, just like the way the regulator does.
Is it the address at Acacia?
Yes, Acacia, that's where we are located.
Okay. You may have to share your address.
Yes, we are located at Acacia.
Probably any
yes,
contact
Acacia.
in case.
And then in case there's a member of the public who has an issue with a particular company, who has a complaint, who has maybe seeking question
guidance,
or clarity on the contract, because some people do not even understand their contracts.
Yes.
Clarity on the contract, you have a question, you have a query with the company, you have a complaint, you need something to be clearly brought out to you, you need to understand even insurance. You can reach out to us on a toll-free number, which is 0800, that is 0800 105050. That's 0800 10 50 50. That's our toll-free number. You can always reach out to us. That is Uganda Insurance Association for any issue to do with insurance, any question or comment or complaint or clarification on the contract, or to be taken through some of the different product portfolios that our members are offering. So we are ready to help you out, and you can always reach out to us. Our physical address is at Plot 24 Acacia Avenue. Yes.
Thank you so much, Bengo Badru.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Yeah,
it was good hosting you, but also it was quite informative, the information you gave us in regard to insurance. It's one of the biggest fears Ugandans have. We talk about insurance, they're like, but with the existence of such associations and also people like Bengo Badru who come to throw more light to what insurance is, what insurance agents do, we will get there. The penetration will be deeper than just a percentage of it.
It will grow.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it will. It's a matter of time. And for our viewers, thank you so much for watching UBC Good Morning Uganda Extra. Since we were with you at the hour of 6:30 a.m. up to now, I will also leave you in the safe hands of what will be happening at the celebrations of the World Labour Day. Enjoy yourselves, take care of yourselves, and stay blessed.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.